Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to connect to ParaView, a ParaView server running on the Meluxina cluster directly from ParaView on your local computer. In this case I'm using Mac, but it should work with Windows as well. So the first thing you need to do is connect to Meluxina. So this is the command I use to connect to Meluxina using my key. I have a passphrase, but you may not have one. So now I'm logged in. Once you're logged into Meluxina, to run ParaView server, you need to request an interactive job. So you can use a command like this. You need a project to charge it to. So I'm going to ask for 1 hour on one node with salloc. So normally it's pretty quick to allocate a node. So once that's ready, you need to take a note of one thing. So you get allocated a particular node. So you can see here I'm allocated Mel0219, and you can see it's also here. And if I type the host name, it would also tell you which node you're on. So we need that code. But before we use that, I'm going to load ParaView. So in this case, I'm going to load ParaView 5.13.0, and I have to load this environment as well. So I'll let that load. And once that's loaded, I'm going to start the pvserver. So in this case, I'm running pvserver with 8 cores, but okay, you could run up to 128 if you wanted. Now, if you're opening a particular open job, it probably makes sense to open it on the same number of processes as the job is run, but you don't have to. And we're going to get pvserver talking to port 8888 on this particular node. So I'll run that, and that will take maybe a minute to set up the connection. Okay, so now with this node, the Meluxina node, Mel0219, and that will change each time when you're requesting a job. I'm going to take that and on a new tab on my local computer. I'm going to run a command like this. So it's very similar to the connection command. This part is the same. The only thing different is this part here. This -L is going to do port forwarding. So it's going to forward a port. In this case, I'm going to go 8080 on my local computer is going to be mapped to this 8888 on this Meluxina node. So I'll delete this one here and put in the particular node that our ParaView server is running on. So that ParaView server is running, sending information to this 8888 port. And this command, when I make the connection, is going to map it to my local computer's 8080 port. So I'll press enter, and if you have a passphrase, you'll have to enter that in. If not, you won't have to do anything. And that's connected. So that's connected. I don't have to do anything now. If I go back over here, I can see my pvserver has established a connection. So the last thing is to go into ParaView. We're going to ParaView. Up here I go connect the server. You'll see I already have one, but let's just say I'll add a new server. I'll call it Meluxina. Leave this as localhost because ParaView here just has to connect your local port. It doesn't because that's mapped, and it'll be 8080. Configure, leave that as manual, save Meluxina, and then go connect. And I might take a few seconds. So you'll see here now the ParaView server notices the client is connected. And you can check over here on the other tab where you've made the connection. Sometimes if you have the wrong port or the port's not mapped correctly, you might get an error saying it's not mapped. Also note that I'm using 5.13.0, so it's the exact same subversion number. Otherwise, you can get problems. So now that connection was established. So if I go open, this is Meluxina now. So if I find one of my cases, so in this case, if I find an OpenPOL model that I know I have, elliptic plate base. So this is an OpenPOL model. I click OK, and it should load. So you can see this case is now there, and it will load. And if that case is deconstructed, then you can set this to deconstructed. In this case, it's just a serial case. You can see this is the problem in this case. So you can see this is all being rendered on Meluxina, but it's just been loaded on my local computer, and you don't have to worry about sending all the data because it's only sending the picture. So it's pretty quick. So that's it. That's how you do it.